nasty birds. Go away, nasty birds. That was a narrow escape. Hello friends, once again welcome to the marvelous world of frames. What did you see now? Did you see me struggling with something? In fact, I was just trying to recreate a scene from Alfred Hitchcock's movie Birds. You know, technology helped me in making that a reality. Trust me, it was an awesome experience. Let's come back to our class. I asked you to prepare a conversation between the man who brought trained ravens and Alfred Hitchcock. Hope you have completed the work. Okay, very good. One of my students has sent me a conversation prepared by him. Let's have a look at it.
Conversation between Alfred Hitchcock and Mr. Trainer.
Sir, excuse me? I'm here as I saw your advertisement in search of trained ravens. Oh yes, I'm very much pleased to meet you. How many trained ravens do you have?
Almost 150 of them.
Oh, that's really great. Will you be able to make them do some scenes as per my instructions?
Yes, of course. They are well tamed and they will do anything as per my instructions.
We'll have to take a few shots with the ravens, perching on a line, and also some scenes where they chase and attack human beings.
Okay, sir. Is that all?
Yes, are you sure the ravens won't attack the film crew?
I can assure you, sir, that they won't do anything against my instructions.
This is indeed my dream project, and it's my luck that I have found you.
It's my pleasure working with you, sir. We will make this movie a blockbuster.
Thank you so much for your willingness to support.
While writing a conversation, you have to keep the following things in your mind. At first, identify the relationship between the people engaged in the conversation. Here, it is a conversation between Alfred Hitchcock and the man who brought trained ravens. After that, use apt initiation. A good starting should be there. Then, focus the conversation on the assigned context and maintain a good flow. Here, they are discussing on making films with birds. Use a variety of sentence patterns and expressions. Use informal expressions. Contracted forms, interjections can be used here. Create a feeling of completion. We must feel that that conversation is over. Dear students, in the Mamma Project Tiger, Satyajit Ray presents the reverence shown by Hollywood filmmakers to animal actors. Yes, then we came to know that Hitchcock had managed to get 100 trained ravens by posting an advertisement in newspaper, right? Of course. Now, can you list out other main points we discussed in the last class? Good. In his memoir, Satyajit Ray refers to the impressive performance of the dog, Phulo, in Padhe Panchali. Yes. According to him, dogs are easier to manage than other animals. Do you agree with him? Yes, dog is a pet animal. But what about wild animals? Ray made a film with a wild animal. In his film Gobi Gaine Bhaga Baine, he used a big and ferocious tiger. Tiger. Yes, that very word reminds you something. What is it? Yes, Pulmurugan. The blockbuster Pulmurugan. Don't you remember the fight scene between superstar Mohanlal and the tiger, which made you sit at the edge of the chair? You know, tiger is a wild animal. It is very dangerous to shoot an encounter with a wild tiger. അപകടകരമായ ഈ സീൻ വളരെ തന്മയത്വത്തോടെ നമ്മുടെ മുന്നിൽ അവതരിപ്പിച്ച ആ പ്രതിഭ മോഹൻലാൽ സർ. ഹിയർ ഹി ഈസ് ഹിയർ വിത്ത് us as a guest. Let us hear from him.
ഈ മൃഗങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഇണങ്ങിയതാണ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴും മൃഗവാസന എന്ന ഒന്നുണ്ട്. അവയുടെ മട്ട് മാറിയാൽ പിന്നെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. വർഷത്തിൽ 11 മാസവും മര്യാദരാമന്മാരായ ആനയ്ക്ക് തന്നെ മദപ്പാട് കണ്ടാൽ പാപ്പാൻ പോലും അടുത്ത് ചെല്ലാറില്ല. അത് പ്രകൃതിയുടെ നിയോഗമാണ്. പൂച്ചയുടെ ചേട്ടനാണ് എന്നൊന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. ഇടഞ്ഞ കടുവയുടെയും പുലിയുടെയും ഒക്കെ നഖം കൊണ്ടൊരു പോറൽ കിട്ടിയാൽ നമ്മുടെ കാര്യം പോക്കാണ്. സിനിമകളിൽ അത്തരം രംഗങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാകാറുണ്ട്. അതൊക്കെ പലതരത്തിൽ ചിത്രീകരിക്കുന്നതാണ്. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡമ്മി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ ജനറേറ്റഡ് ഇമേജസ്, റോബോ, ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡ്യൂപ്പുകൾ. താരത്തെ പോലിരിക്കുന്ന വിദഗ്ധ അഭ്യാസികളാണ് ഡ്യൂപ്പുകൾ. അഭിനയിച്ച സിനിമകളിൽ കഴിയുന്നത്ര ഡ്യൂപ്പുകളെ ഒഴിവാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ള ആളാണ് ഞാൻ. കാരണം അവരും മനുഷ്യരാണല്ലോ. അവർക്ക് ചെയ്യാമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്കും ചെയ്യാം എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കാറുള്ളത്. എന്നാലും ചിലപ്പോൾ അതിസാഹസിക രംഗങ്ങളിൽ സംവിധായകരും മറ്റും നിർബന്ധിച്ച് നമ്മളെ പങ്ക് എടുപ്പിക്കാറില്ല എന്നതാണ് സത്യം. മൃഗങ്ങൾ ഇര പിടിക്കാനും സ്വയം പ്രതിരോധിക്കാനുമല്ലാതെ അക്രമവാസന പുറത്തെടുക്കാറില്ല. പക്ഷെ ചിലപ്പോൾ അവയുടെ സ്നേഹ പ്രകടനം പോലും നമുക്ക് മാരകമാവാം. ചിലപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും കൂർത്ത നഖങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് പൂച്ചയുടെ മാന്ത് കിട്ടാത്ത പൂച്ച സ്നേഹികളുണ്ടാവില്ല. എന്ന് വെച്ച് മൃഗങ്ങളെ പേടിക്കുകയല്ല വേണ്ടത്, സ്നേഹിക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ സിനിമയിൽ നോ ആനിമൽസ് വെർ ഹാംഡ് ഇൻ ദ മേക്കിംഗ് ഓഫ് ദിസ് ഫിലിം എന്ന നിയമപരമായ അറിയിപ്പ് എഴുതി കാണിക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാകുമല്ലോ. ചിത്രീകരണത്തിനിടയിലോ അല്ലാതെയോ ഞങ്ങളാരും ഒരു മൃഗത്തെയും അറിഞ്ഞോ അറിയാതെയോ നോവിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല, ഉപദ്രവിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല. നയപരമായും ധാർമ്മികപരമായും അതൊന്നും ശരിയുമല്ല. നമുക്ക് മനുഷ്യരെ പോലെ തന്നെ പക്ഷി മൃഗാദികളെയും വൃക്ഷലതാദികളെയും സംരക്ഷിച്ച് പ്രകൃതിയെ സ്നേഹിച്ച് ജീവിക്കാം.
Thank you, sir. The makers of Pulimurugan were able to visualize the tiger with the support of technology. Am I right? Yes. Computer graphics. Computer graphics help them and give perfection to that fight scene. But think about the late 1960s, the period in which Ray directed films. Even a 35mm camera was ultra modern equipment. Then it was the era of black and white films, you know. What could have he done to get a tiger? No scope of a computer graphics or visual effects as in Pulimurugan. Yes, a tiger. How did he manage to get it? What were the difficulties he faced? Let's find the answer by reading the test.
Yet, a dog might be difficult, not impossible to handle. What was one supposed to do if there was need for a tiger in a film? We had to deal with this problem too. When we were shooting Gopi Gaine Bhaga Baine, in the film Gopi, who is banished by the king wanders in the forest, meets Bhaga, who is also been banished. They see a tiger and freeze. But the tiger simply walks about in the forest without paying them the slightest attention. Having thought of the scene, I simply had to shoot it. But where were we going to find a tiger? The obvious thing to do was to look in a circus, since they were likely to have trained animals. As a matter of fact, One called Bharat Circus was visiting Calcutta at the time, holding shows in Marcus Square. We went someone to make an appointment with its Tamil manager and then went to meet him one morning. He greeted us warmly and ordered South Indian coffee for us. The manager heard the reason for our visit, then sent for one Mr. Thorat. He turned out to be the ringmaster. He, too, was a South Indian, very well built, with features somewhat like those of a Nepali. He was perhaps no more than 40. He showed us an old scar on his forearm, which had been caused by a tiger. We told him what we wanted. The shooting was taking place near Shuri in Birbhum. We wanted to show a tiger in a thick bamboo grove. All the animal was required to do was come out of the bamboo grove into an open space, pace gently for a while, look at the camera if possible, and then go back. Could a tiger from Bharat Circus do this job? Mr. Thorat nodded. How long will you need it for? Asked the manager. Perhaps a couple of hours for the shooting, I replied. But that would be in addition to the time it will take to travel to and from Shuri. On being told that the travel itself should take no more than 2 days, the manager agreed to put the tiger in its cage and send it in a lorry. He invited us to take a look at the tiger. Do you think it's going to be easy to set the animal free in the bamboo grove? I couldn't help asking. Mr. Thorat frowned. I'm not sure, he replied. I have never let him out of his cage on his own, so really I don't know. What? Were all our plans going to go down the drain? How could we let the tiger's trainer be seen with the animal? How could Gopi and Bhaga be petrified with fear if the supposedly ferocious animal was accompanied by a man? No, we could not allow that to happen.
Dear students, whom did Ray approach to get the tiger? Yes, the manager of Bharat Circus Company. Bharat Circus was visiting Calcutta at the time, holding shows in Marcus Square. അവിടെ അവർ ഭാരത് സർക്കസ് ടീം അവിടെ തമ്പടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And the manager might have welcomed him warmly because he is a famous director. So, what would be the beginning of their probable conversation? Satyajit Ray reached the circus camp. Okay. Yes, with formal greetings. Let's hear the conversation between Satyajit Ray and the manager.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Please be seated. What can I do for you? I am Satyajit Ray. I have got an appointment with you at 10 a.m. Sir, I am eagerly waiting to meet you. Actually, I am an ardent admirer of your films. By the way, would you like to have a cup of coffee? Oh, thank you very much. Would you mind coming to the point very straight? Please go on, sir.
The conversation begins with formal greetings. Then, the topic is presented in a natural way. Let's see.
I am in search of a tiger for our upcoming project. Can you arrange a trained tiger for us? It's my pleasure. We have 3 trained tigers in our company. I shall introduce you to our ringmaster, Mr. Thorat. He will give you a detailed account of the tigers. Oh, it's very kind of you. Thank you very much. My pleasure, sir.
See how the conversation comes to an end with the expression of gratitude. So, the structure of conversation includes a proper beginning, then introduction of the topic and a proper conclusion. Now, was the manager willing to help them? Yes, the manager was willing to help Satyajit Ray. And what did he do? He welcomed him, heard the reason of their visit and immediately called someone. And who was that? The ringmaster. The ringmaster of Bharat Circus. And he was introduced to Mr. Thorat. Thorat is the ringmaster. Now students, can you say what is the role of a ringmaster in circus? Yes, you know it. To train animals. Ray needs a tiger to shoot a scene with a tiger in his film Gobi Gaina Bhaga Baine. Gobi and Bhaga, two main characters of the film. What do you know about Gobi and Bhaga? They belonged to different countries, but one thing was common between them. What was that? Both were ambitious musicians. But instead of melody, they created cacophony with their musical experiments. And what happened to them? Unable to bear their musical disturbance, their kings banished them. ഗോപി ഭാഗ ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേരും രണ്ട് രാജ്യത്ത് ജീവിച്ചിരുന്ന സംഗീതജ്ഞരാണ്. അവർ വലിയ സംഗീതജ്ഞരാണെന്നാണ് അവരുടെ ഭാവം. പക്ഷേ നാട്ടിൽ അവരുടെ സംഗീതം സഹിക്കവയ്യാതെ അവരുടെ രാജാക്കന്മാർ അവരെ ആ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്നും ആട്ടി ഓടിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ്. Come to a point. In the film, Gobi, who is banished by the king, wanders in the forest and meets Bhaga, who is also been banished. രണ്ടുപേരും രാജ്യത്തു നിന്ന് പുറത്താക്കിയവരാണ്. And they see a tiger and freeze. But the tiger simply walks about in the forest without paying them the slightest attention. That was the scene. Where was the shooting taking place? Sure, in Bibho. The shooting was taking place near Shuri in Bibho. And now tell me, what was the tiger supposed to do? Just simple thing. They wanted to show a tiger in a thick bamboo grove. ഒരു വലിയ മുളങ്കാട്ടിൽ ഇതിനെ ഒന്ന് കാണിക്കണം. And what the tiger was required to do was come out of the bamboo grove in an open space, pace gently for a while, look at the camera if possible, and then go back. An easy scene, isn't it? Could a tiger from Bharat Circus do this job? Yes, that's the problem. Mr. Thorat and Satyajit Ray discussed the scene which is to be filmed with the tiger. Let's listen their talk. Can you guess the missing part of their conversation between Ray and the ringmaster? Let's try.
Good morning, Mr. Thorat.
Good morning, sir. How can I help you?
Here, Ray presented his need. Why did Ray come here? Yes, we know. To get a trained tiger. What may be the response of Ray? I need a trained tiger? Wait. Let's look at Mr. Thorat's response.
Yes, sir. But what do you expect the tiger to do?
He agrees and responds with a yes to the question asked by Mr. Ray. If so, is it a yes or no question? Let's see.
Can you provide a trained tiger for the purpose of shooting? Let me be clear.
He is giving a clarification. But what is it about? Is it anything related to what the tiger has to do? Let's see Mr. Thorat's response.
Sir, I think it's possible.
Okay, here Mr. Thorat says that he feels something is possible. What is that? Let's see.
It should come out of the bamboo grove, pace gently for a while, look at the camera, and return. Enough. Is this possible? Can you set the tiger free in the bamboo grove?
I'm not sure. Actually, I have not let him out of the cage on his own.
Is it? Oh my God. If so, our plans will go down the drain. As per our script, Gubi and Baga should be petrified by the appearance of a ferocious tiger.
Excuse me, sir. Can you be more specific?
If the tiger can't be let free, the scene will not be realistic.
They were discussing on shooting a film with a tiger. What will happen if the tiger can't be let free? Yes, you know. Gubi and Bhaga could not be terrified by seeing a tiger controlled by its trainer.
How could Gubi and Baga be terrified by seeing a tiger controlled by its trainer?
That's why Ray feels that all his plans were going to go down the drain.
True. It's out of logic, but let me think about it.
Another problem. Were all our plans going to go down the drain? നമ്മുടെ പ്ലാനുകളെല്ലാം പരാജയപ്പെടാൻ പോവുകയാണോ? What made Ray feel so? Yes, tiger's trainer should not be seen with the animal. Gubi and Bhaga could not be shown as frightened if the animal was accompanied by a man. ഈ ട്രെയിനറിൻ്റെ കൂടെ ഈ മൃഗത്തെ കണ്ടാൽ ഇവരാരും പേടിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നില്ല. That was the problem. Now, let's take a look at Mr. Thorat. Here is an activity for you. Mr. Thorat. Mr. Thorat was from... Yes, Mr. Thorat was from South India. He was a manager or ringmaster or just a watchman. Who was he? He was a ringmaster. He had the features of a South Indian, North Indian or Nepali. Yes, a Nepali. He had the features of a Nepali. Mr. Thorat was he well built, feeble or frail? Of course, he was a well built person. Mr. Thorat was a well built person. And he was in his 30s, 50s or 40s. He was in his 40s. The scar, there was a scar on his body. The scar on his, yes, where was that scar? On his forehead or forearm or chest? Was created by a tiger. Yes, the scar on his forearm was created by a tiger. Mr. Thorat was from South India. He was a ringmaster. He had the features of a Nepali, and Mr. Thorat was well built. He was in his 40s, and the scar on his forearm was caused by a tiger. Now listen. What's the name of the mammal? Who is the author? How did Ray manage to find a tiger for shooting? Where did he set the shooting? All the sentences are in question form, right? Which are the words I used to ask questions? What, then who, then how, where? Yes, these are called question words. Do you know any other question words? Yes, when, then which, why, how many, how long, how often. Yes, all these question words are used to ask questions, and they are called WH questions. Now, shall we do a worksheet on WH questions? Take a look at this sentence. Gobi and Bhaga are the main characters in the film. It says about the main characters in the film, Gobi and Bhaga. Can you tell the question word to get Gobi and Bhaga as the answer? Are. The question word, who. Who are the main characters in the film? Now, look at this sentence. Satyajit Ray wanted a tiger. This sentence says that Satyajit Ray was in need of something, a tiger. Can you tell me the question word to get tiger as the answer? Yendu. What? What did Satyajit Ray want? Now, Satyajit Ray. ആർക്ക് വേണം? The question word is who. Who wanted a tiger. Now, he went to Bharat Circus in search of a tiger. There was a purpose for him to visit Bharat Circus. എന്തിനു പോയി? In search of a tiger. What is the question word to get this phrase as an answer? Yes. Why? എന്തിന്? Why did he go to Bharat Circus? ആര് പോയി? The question word is who. Who went to Bharat Circus? I will bring the tiger in a lorry. In a lorry. എങ്ങനെ കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ? ലോറിയിൽ. എങ്ങനെ? Which is a question word how. How will you bring the tiger? Okay. Imagine you have an interview with Mr. Satyajit Ray. What questions will you ask? Now complete the following conversation. Do the activity 3 in page number 70. Very good, students. Now do the activity 3 in page number 70. Okay. Satyajit Ray is busy with the groundwork of the shooting. Are you willing to help him? Very good. Then write a letter on behalf of Satyajit Ray to the chairman of Animal Welfare Board of India informing the details on seeking the permission for shooting. Let me repeat the question. Write a letter on behalf of Satyajit Ray to the chairman of Animal Welfare Board of India informing the details and seeking the permission for shooting. Okay. Don't forget to post your assignment in your class WhatsApp group. Okay? Okay. Now it's time for me to say goodbye. Dear children, I will definitely be back with yet another interesting class. Just wait and watch. Thank you. Bye.